Running is boring, training is boring. Seriously, why do we watch the same group of characters run the same 100 meters over and over instead of tuning into some epic fights? But to my surprise, 100 meters makes the boring act of running vibrant and engaging. Hey, it's Ellie. Today let's dive into 100 meters and explore how it brings excitement to something that seems dull. Right from the start, the main character lays down a clear and simple rule. If you can run faster than anyone else in the 100 meters, you can solve all your problems. The story doesn't complicate things. There is no huge world-building manual or complicated ability systems. Just run fast to win. If you can't, you lose. This straightforward approach is familiar in other stories too, so the audience gets it. Characters need to run faster, cut a titan's neck, or chop off demons' heads. With such a single goal, it's easy for the audience to grasp the characters' objectives without getting sidetracked. They can just go along for the ride of wins and losses. The simpler the emotional journey, the higher the story's tension. But once the rules get complicated, the audience's patience runs thin. If a character has to juggle multiple factors to win, the story loses that satisfying punch, and emotional connections take the scenic route. Another thing that gets simplified is training. In 100 meters, most of the running shots happen during competitions, both formal and informal. The main character's childhood training sessions and relay practices don't take up much screen time. Why? Because races give us three things that training drills can't. First, there's a tight time frame, which naturally ramps up the tension in the narrative. Second, there are rivals, whether competing against their past selves, friends, or the nemesis who mocks them. Competition stirs feelings of pride, inferiority, or envy in the audience, leading to a richer emotional experience. Third, there are stakes you can't undo. A single defeat can leave a character feeling down for a long time. That weight amps up our anticipation for the next race. By weakening the focus on training and rules, the story becomes more digestible, but we can't overlook a crucial factor in storytelling: emotions. So, how does 100 meters incorporate emotions into running? I believe 100 meters tells the story of a boy who transforms running from a talent into his life. There are many theories about this psychological transition, like the resilience homeostasis model and the four-phase model of interest development. I try to integrate them into 5 stages. These 5 stages reflect inner change when you turn a hobby into passion. But instead of having the protagonist do a lot of inner monologues, the author uses external forces to push the whole process along, enhancing the character's feelings at each stage and allowing his internal changes to impact those around him. This interplay between inner and outer transformation boosts the drama, making it not just about one person's struggles, but a mix of events and emotional conflicts. And let's see how 100 meters portrays this process. First, we have the spark of interest. The author highlights the perks that running brings to Togashi, boosting his sense of fulfillment. Things like admiration from classmates, favoritism from teachers, and even chances to connect with running stars. On Komiya's side, it's a classic underdog story. He goes from being ridiculed to leaving those who mocked him in the dust. Running becomes more than just a sport. It turns into dignity and privilege. In the disruption crisis phase, Togashi loses to Komiya, one loss he can't redo. Here's where we see how irreversible outcomes amp up the tension. Personally, I think Togashi could have challenged Komiya again, but he is too scared. Losing again would hurt even more, so he avoids it, choosing to go to a school with a weaker track program and spreading rumors about his poor health. Now external forces come back into play, the closure of the track team. This lines up with Togashi's negativity, making his struggles more visible and amplifying the negative emotions from his bottleneck period. On the other hand, Komiya's injury is described vividly, making it even more impactful. Even if the audience hasn't run track, they can relate to the fear of pain. Pain is something we all understand immediately, but the plot quickly moves to the next stage, recovery. Here, the author takes it slowly. Aoi's request shifts Togashi's mindset. Competing against Nigami once again boosts Togashi's confidence. The challenge from Nigami's rival brings down the mood at first, but Togashi's comeback gives us that satisfying release after suppressing feeling. This sense of satisfaction continues in Togashi's life. Nigami regains his confidence. The track team survives and Togashi makes friends. Soon, Togashi breaks the championship record, solidifying his self-assurance. However, things subtly start to get worse. This is the classic false victory from the textbook Save the Cat. Komiya pushes himself in harmful ways, while Nigumi's back pain becomes a ticking time bomb. This reflects real life. When we take our hobby seriously, we have to give up other factors. All these situations set the stage for future failures, leading us to the next stage, confusion. Running has turned into a way for Togashi to make a living. Contracts, money, his status in the running world, and outside judgment pile on the pressure. Conversations with Kaido, deepen his confusion. Kaido feels like a mix of younger Komiya and Togashi, constantly reminding Togashi that his reasons for running have completely changed. Then the author presents Togashi with two dilemmas, his injuries and contract renewals. This kind of test is a common storytelling technique that probes into the character's heart or sparks their transformation, pushing the story toward its final stage, reconciliation. In the last race, Togashi echoes his childhood words, "As long as I run faster than others, I can solve any problem." But this time, it's not ambition, it's acceptance. This mindset fits perfectly with the story's conclusion. Komiya and Togashi run side by side, with the outcome uncertain. Togashi has moved beyond winning and losing, immersing himself fully in the act of running. Running evolves from a privilege to burden and then into a livelihood, ultimately become Togashi's true passion. Finally, let me share something interesting as I wrote this piece. If we visualize the emotion in these 5 stages mentioned above, it's like a wave. And when I referenced the Save the Cat story arc, I also saw a wave line that perfectly overlaps. Maybe that means having a passion for something isn't boring. It's a drama, it has ups, downs, and a climax. Most of us don't have camera crews following our hobbies, no rivals to chase us into growth, no contract forcing our hand. But the wave still draws itself, in our heads, in our hearts. The lows, the highs, the endings we write for ourselves. Maybe that's enough to keep us running one more lap.